As I stood on the concrete platform, surrounded by American flags, I looked up. 555 feet directly above me rose the marble face of the Washington Monument. This memorial honors one of the greatest patriots who has ever lived, General George Washington. Known as the father of our country, George Washington helped shape the greatest nation on earth, a nation that heralds the banner of freedom and equality. But America does not bear this banner easily. America has always needed heroes, like Washington, to fight for it. On the backs of heroes has our nation endured. I walked through the grass of Valley Forge. The ground, once covered in the frozen blood from the feet of the Continental Army, was now green and peaceful. I entered cabins smaller than a normal bedroom and full of cracks, where American soldiers were once forced to take shelter from sub-zero temperatures. During the American Revolution, the winter they spent at Valley Forge was terrible. Many Americans bled, froze, and died there. But they did it willingly, because they knew that their cause, the cause of freedom, was just. As I climbed the stone steps toward the Lincoln Memorial, my eyes met the eyes of another patriot, Abraham Lincoln. He sat calmly, resting in a structure patterned after ancient Greek temples and dedicated to his honor. I entered the building, gazing in awe at the giant replica of America's 16th president. I read the words engraved upon the wall. That government of the people, by the people, and for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Abraham Lincoln was another hero of another generation. He saved the Union, but he lost his life. His legacy will forever be remembered. Next, I visited the World War II Memorial. As I entered the circular memorial, my eyes were attracted to a beautiful fountain of water sparkling in the sunshine. Surrounding me were 56 pillars, representing the hundreds of thousands of people from various states and territories, who, from Pearl Harbor to Normandy, sacrificed their lives to protect America and liberty from their enemies. Built within the World War II Memorial is a wall known as the Freedom Wall. On this wall there are 4,408 golden stars, each one representing 100 American soldiers who gave their lives for liberty. Soberly, I read the words of the memorial. Here, we mark the price of freedom. A short while later, on a hill overlooking Washington, D.C., I stood in front of a marble tomb. The words engraved upon the front remain etched in my memory. Here rests, in honored glory, an American soldier, known but to God. The tomb of the unknown soldier represents the many unidentified Americans who gave their lives, not for fame, but for freedom, not for glory, but for God and country. I reverently walked through Arlington Cemetery until I noticed a figure kneeling alone by a grave. I approached to find a woman placing flowers underneath a white cross. Silently, I watched her. Eventually she stood up, turned around, and seeing me, beckoned me forward. I asked her who she was honoring. My oldest son, she replied. She told me the story of his life and how he had always wanted to serve his country. As soon as he had graduated from high school, he enlisted and was trained as a Marine. On his first tour to the Middle East in 2008, he was shot in a firefight. There on the battlefield, he died, his blood mingling with the sand. Every single day since her son's burial, his mother has visited his grave. She does so in sorrow, but also in gratitude, because she knows that he made the ultimate sacrifice for freedom. Every generation must pay a price. Every generation must sacrifice for freedom. The tree of liberty, said Thomas Jefferson, must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots. It is our turn now. The torch of freedom rests in our hands. The mantle of hero has fallen upon us. Many people have died for freedom. Many people will yet die for freedom, but we cannot allow death to distract us from our goal. For as General George S. Patton once said, "Let me not mourn for the men who have died fighting, but rather let me be glad that such heroes have lived." I am glad. I hope that you are too. Thank you.